Hey everybody, Don Cramer at Urban Nest Realty with the Cramer Group. Normally we are on at 10 a.m., but today, day after Memorial Day, we're actually coming at you this afternoon because we've got some new news we wanted to catch up with you on. We had a busy morning catching up from the weekend, but nonetheless, we wanted to stop by, touch base, say hi. And so first off, we want to welcome everyone to the show. We normally call this Coffee with Cramer and Colleen, but it's afternoon, so got a little afternoon beverage, non-alcoholic, of course. But as a good friend of mine once said, once you get Coffee with Cramer going, Melissa said, when are we scheduling cocktails with Cramer? So who knows? More with that soon. More on that maybe in the future. But today we've got a little iced tea flavored beverage here to kind of wrap up the afternoon. And anyway, for those tuning in the first time for the afternoon show, normally with Coffee with Cramer and Colleen, this show is dedicated to real estate, lifestyle, and community, coming to you from fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. And if you're new to this show, do us a favor, hit the like button to let us know you're here. If you have any comments or questions about what's going on in the Vegas real estate market, do us a favor, put those in the comment section below. We'd love to answer those. And then two, if you've got a little beverage today and want to take a little selfie snapshot and share it up there as to how you're wrapping up Tuesday afternoon, love to see it on our Facebook page. Hey, this weekend, we first want to give a shout out to hoping everyone had a wonderful Memorial Day. And also, what did you do this weekend? Did you just sit around and chill out from a busy week? Did you do some barbecuing, lounge at the pool, catch up with some chores around the house or projects? If you've got something you want to share out, let us know what you did. Love to hear it. Now, this weekend, actually this Saturday, we were excited because we did the first of our 2 virtual open houses. And what's a virtual open house? Well, instead of having people show up, drive up, come on in, with COVID-19, we're actually unable to do open houses in the traditional sense. So in the virtual open house, we set up a Facebook Live and we had a 30-minute session where we toured the home, had a lot of people tune in, had a lot of questions about each property. We featured, the inside, the outside, neighborhood information, and details about the property itself. And so we were excited that both sellers were excited to have our virtual open houses, and we had one at 5926 Corazon and the other at 2080 Orchard Mist. We had quite a few people tune into both, dozens of great questions, fantastic feedback, and in fact, the day after we had our virtual open houses back on Saturday, our sellers received an offer, which is now a contract on our 5926 Corazon listing. So congratulations. And so the good news about the virtual open house is we can, in the comfort of your own home, bring to you a house you are interested in taking a look at. So with that and with technology nowadays, we can answer a lot of questions, filter down to the homes you're interested in, and we'll be definitely hosting more. And then as COVID-19 lifts, we'll be doing some in-person open houses, but I think the virtual open house will be something that will be common in the days, months, and maybe even years ahead. So we're excited to host our first couple. We'll be doing some more, like I said, very soon. So on today's show, we had a few items we wanted to talk about, but we had 2 new pieces of information we wanted to share with you, and these were fairly breaking news. The first off is the NHL. The NHL is announced a return to play this afternoon. And one of it is the NHL will go straight to playoffs, which means our Vegas Golden Knights are the Pacific Division champions for the second time in their 3-year history. So congratulations, Golden Knights, on winning the Pacific Division and moving on to the playoffs. So the Knights are going to join 4 other teams in the Western Conference that will play a round-robin tournament to determine seeding, but then we'll get an automatic bye into the first round. So that's really cool to see how that's going to play out. The other teams that we're going to be playing against are St. Louis, Colorado, and Dallas. Now, the hub cities, there'll be one for the Western and one for the Eastern. Vegas is in the running for one of 10 cities to be considered. So let's cheer on Golden Knights. Let's cheer on T-Mobile in Las Vegas. Hopefully, we are selected as the place, as the city to host the Western Round. I mean, come on. What else in fabulous Las Vegas, especially for hockey when we're moving into the summer? What more can you ask for? But again, congratulations to the Golden Knights, to the team, the supporters, and everybody out there on another well-played season. We look forward to seeing our Golden Knights in the playoffs and moving on. We know that Stanley Cup trophy is in play, and we are looking to win it there. So go Knights, go. And then the other piece of news real quick, and this came from an email, Toll Brothers Homes this weekend. Many of you know of that brand. I mean, they're a luxury home builder in town with communities throughout the valley. However, we have quite a few in the Summerlin area and some in Inspirata and some in the northwest. They are doing a sort of open house community situation this 30th and 31st. So they've got some options on some quick move-in homes. So these are homes that were built for people that needed to move in quickly that did not have the time or luxury of time to go through a 6, 9, or 12-month build process, depending on the community. Now, with these move-in ready homes, there are definitely some pretty cool incentives. And as the Cramer Group is, we are a preferred realtor partner of Toll Brothers, so we are able to get the latest news on community information, in things like incentives, what's available inventory and such. So if you're thinking about right now looking at a property like a Toll Brothers home, let's do a chat, because number one, they've got some great incentives on move-in ready, mostly around the interest rate. Also, two, jumbo loans, because Toll Brothers is a bit of a premium property. I'm going to touch a little bit about that a little later in this segment about rates and such, and how there's some opportunities there back in the jumbo loan market that wasn't there even a few weeks ago. So jumbo rates are starting to return, and the rates are looking pretty good, pretty darn good. So we'll touch base on those. But if you are thinking about it, definitely reach out. I'm a multiple Toll Brothers home owner. I've been dealing with the products and the communities over a long period of time. So excited to talk to people that may have questions about a home in Toll Brothers. They've got some great communities up in Summerlin, including a great new sub community with the common grounds and facilities for swim and tennis and fitness called Mesa Ridge. So that's a beautiful area with 4 distinct home communities, 2 stories, 2 1 stories. They've also got an active adult community in the Summerlin South area called Regency, which they've got some great options on. And then up here in the Summerlin West area, we've got communities, for a couple of communities, one underway for sale right now, and then we've got a new one that's in the early stages that they've announced in the new village soon, with more news to come, called Red Point. So again, there's a few here. We've also got some options around Inspirata, and like I said, in Northwest. So if you have questions about Toll Brothers, love to talk to you about that and go from there. Now, kind of moving on to a couple of other news pieces. The Floyd Land Park. So I'm not quite sure how many people have been out to Floyd Land Park. It is a great little area just north of Durango, just off the 95. It's what we also call Tule Springs. So at the Floyd Land Park, there is a great little areas for picnicking and things like that, walking trails. You know, lots of people hold some get-togethers, stuff like that. Little ponds, lots of different birds and fowl, like ducks and such. There's peacocks around. Well, anyway, they recently opened up a new bike trail and what they also call a pump track. And I wasn't exactly sure what a pump track was, but that's one of these areas that are kind of molded out where people, whether it's skateboards or biking, it's kind of the millennial Gen Z type of situation where they can go around and bike and do some kind of stunts. But they've also opened up a 4.2 mile mountain bike trail with varying degrees of difficulty. So and and the pump track is 14,000 square feet. That recently reopened up this Saturday, so it's cool that they've opened up some new amenities around the Floyd Lamb Park. Now, there's a couple other items that are going on with Floyd Lamb, some event center program. A little bit of controversy around those. Not going to touch base on that right now because that's still in discussion ongoing. But it's exciting to see some additional outdoor trails for mountain biking and also a new outdoor pump track facility for those that are into those types of sports on either bikes or skateboards and such. Now, some of you have maybe heard about this idea. So a couple of weeks ago, Elon Musk of Tesla fame, so he was trying to reopen his Fremont facility, and that's, I believe, getting underway right now. Well, Elon, there was some back and forth on it, and he sent out a tweet, and we're going to see how serious he is, about possibly moving Tesla out of California, and he mentioned 2 states. He mentioned Nevada, and he mentioned Texas. Now, Nevada, we already have the Gigafactory up in the north. So that's where they're building batteries. I believe there's some component manufacturing for some of the model cars in addition to the battery factory, and that has been a big boon for development up in the Reno Sparks area. Now, we're not sure where Elon's looking at. However, there's been some pitching of some ideas, and one of them was recently featured in Business Insider. Billionaire investor Bill Ackman. He's talking to Elon, or has met with them, to look at relocating Tesla to one of these 2 states. And the big reason being is Ackman's fund, Pershing Square Fund, has a large investment stake in the Howard Hughes Corporation. Howard Hughes Corporation with Summerlin. That is hand in hand. And they also have some assets in Texas as well. But the Howard Hughes Corp, in addition with Ackman, have reached out to Elon and Tesla to discuss possibly Las Vegas. We'll see. Possibly Texas. But it is awesome that Las Vegas is in the conversation for a possible relocation of Tesla. Talk about an opportunity to work on diversification of our economy here in Southern Nevada. Some of you may or may not know, we're excited to see about the opening of Haas Engineering with their new facilities going in Henderson West and their new business parks there. Some of you may or not heard of Haas, but if you're familiar with the Haas Formula One team, I believe Stuart Haas Racing, Haas Engineering is a machine tool maker that makes machines to make parts and other devices in many industries. So they're bringing manufacturing and some of their team here to Henderson, which is awesome. So that's bringing engineering jobs. And so if we can piggyback on that, and with Howard Hughes Corporation pitching Tesla, maybe we could possibly see Tesla coming down here to Southern Nevada. Who knows? I mean, they may also still consider Reno. And like I said, too, Howard Hughes Corp does have properties here in Texas. And Texas has definitely been eyeballed by Elon for things like the Cybertruck they're planning. But hey, now Las Vegas being in the conversation again is key, just kind of like the NHL being one of the playoff sites. So let's keep going. Let's try to see how exciting Elon is about Las Vegas. He's done some business down here, a little bit with the Hyperloop originally, and the Boring Company now with the convention center. So there's been a bit of a conversation with Elon in Southern Nevada. Let's see if we can expand on that. That would be really exciting if we could get some manufacturing from a company like Tesla down here. And then the last item, I just kind of wanted to give everyone a little update on some of the mortgage rates here going in the week of the 26th. And this was featured on money.com, just kind of giving you an idea of average mortgage rates. So the national average for the 30-year fixed mortgage was 3.24% with zero point 0.7 points paid. So 0.7 points paid to obtain a 3.24% mortgage rate. And that is 0.01 percentage points, the all-time low of 3.23 set a few weeks ago on April 30th. So we are still at near all-time lows on the 30-year fixed. And just to give you an idea, that average was 4.06% a year ago. So again, we are just over 3/4 of a point less than we were a year ago. And according to Freddie Mac, the average 15-year mortgage was 2.7 average rate and then on a 5-year ARM was 3.17. And then just to kind of give you a snapshot of what the big lenders are going, and these were taken off the screen, their landing pages as of May 26. Quicken was showing a 30-year fixed at 3.139 and a 15-year fixed at 2.961. Again, these are APR rates, so APR numbers. And then Wells Fargo, 30-year fixed, which was showing 3.236%. The 15-year fixed, 2.7. And then the 5-year ARM, 2.908. Again, rates are APR. So again, very attractive rates on both the 15, the 30, and in Wells' case, the 5-year ARM. Quicken does not advertise a 5-year adjustable rate. And JP Morgan Chase, and I ran this number for 89134, so a Summerlin zip code to give you an idea. The 30-year fix from JP Morgan Chase was 3.195. 15-year fix, 2.641. And the 5-year ARM, 2.781. Again, great rates. And I was also speaking with my financial planner earlier today. We were chatting about what's going on, let's say, in the jumbo market and for other lender institutions. And they're a financial services company, just like JP Morgan Chase and, B of A, Merrill Lynch and such. So, they've got, and I asked them, I said, what's going on in the jumbo loan market? That's sort of the above the conforming loan rates. You were talking, when you start buying houses well in excess of $500,000, we're talking the $750,000, the $1 million homes and up. Well, the jumbo rates issues, we had some issues with some of the loans a few weeks ago because the banks were not touching jumbo loans. Now, with this financial institution, there, if you have, some of your assets and financial systems with them, we are seeing rates again competitively very similar to these rates. I think that the 30-year fixed is about just north of 3.5. Let's call it 3.6, I believe. And then depending on how much you got, it might even come down a little lower. More assets you have with them. Now, what was interesting when we were chatting, right now, they're more attractive on rates on a purchase than a refi by about a 0.5 point. So think of it. If you're looking at 3.6 or 3.5, 3.6 on a purchase, you're looking at 4 on a refi. So, it's kind of interesting. Whereas refis were looking really attractive and there was a big surge of refis before and during COVID, now it's more incentive, a little better play on the purchase side, even on jumbo loans. So if you have any questions about what's going on about mortgage rates or refis, we've got some great lenders and banker groups we can put you in touch with and refer you out to study and look at what you've got and figure out what's the best plan of attack. In fact, we're going through some of that right now. And I tell you what, with rates being this historically low, if you have an opportunity to secure in these lower rates, especially if you were at 4, north of 4, and we have an opportunity with your credit and situation, take advantage of it. Whether it's, and also too, if you're thinking about it like, okay, well, I might want a refi. Okay, well, that's, a little bit higher right now, but probably still pretty good. However, with the rates as the way they are, purchase is not a bad idea. As you know, home prices were put in check a smidge because of COVID-19. We were seeing a big surge in March. That's kind of cooled down a little bit. So we went from a 319 median home price rate down to 310. We'll probably bob around that 310 range plus or minus as we work through the summer and work through the reopening of the city and the state and nation. So this is still an opportune time if you have the wherewithal to look at purchasing because of the rate situation. So that's kind of the news that we hope you can use this Tuesday on March 26, 2020. Now tomorrow we will be having our weekly update that will go off at 10 a.m. And on Thursday we'll be catching up on some more real estate news, or kind of talk about some how-tos and tips. And then on Friday we're gonna have Missy Day back in to join us. We had a little technical difficulty last Friday, and Missy was kind enough to come back in. We're gonna kind of recreate a little bit of the episode, but it might be a little different because as we're going to do it live, we'll ask similar questions and have some similar but maybe slightly different answers. And that will be on Friday. So we thank everyone for tuning in to the afternoon edition of Coffee with Cramer and Colleen. And on behalf of my partner, Colleen Schaefer, I'm Don Cramer. We both make up the Cramer Group at Urban Nest Realty, where we strongly believe your real estate experience matters. So if you have any questions about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, whether it's in now, somewhere in 2020, or even beyond, we love to sit down via Skype and via FaceTime or even Zoom and have that conversation so you have the information you need to make the right decision. Again, also a special shout out to the Golden Knights. Congratulations on another Pacific title, and on to winning the Western Conference. We're hopefully during the playoffs, we'll hopefully be announcing the city and location soon. We also understand that the governor, Sisolak, should be providing some new information on maybe what we would be calling the Phase 2 reopening of the state of Nevada and Las Vegas. So if we do get some information, we'll provide that out on a video here up and coming. So thanks everyone for tuning in to the afternoon edition. We wish everyone a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.